Hello friends. Now this video is meant for final year BSc students. In final year you have got one paper known as lasers and fiber optics. It is SEC paper, skill enhancement course. Code number is 511. Total it has got 32 hours of work. In that 16 hours is for the lasers topic and the remaining 16 hours is for fiber optics topic. Now in this video I will be covering first chapter of lasers. In that first chapter also, first few concepts connected to the characteristics of lasers I will be covering here. All of us know laser has been experienced by all of us at many places. In day-to-day life also we keep seeing the lasers at many places. Even for just for 20 rupees also you can buy a laser and see. And even in second year experiments also you have seen the laser. Now, laser means, the expansion of this abbreviated term is light amplification by stimulated emission of radiation. Now this laser light has got four characteristics. It is coherent, monochromatic, high directionality, high intensity. Now let us understand first in what way the laser light is different from ordinary light. Ordinary light, if you take, for example, you have got mercury light or ordinary bulb. If you take 60 watt, 40 watt bulb, ordinary incandescent bulb, that is also there. So any of the bulbs if you take, in that when you switch on, even if you take a torch light, for example, torch light, so when you switch on, you will see the light radiation coming in all the directions. All the directions you will see. Now, how this light radiation comes? For that, we have got the basic concept in an atom, because light is nothing but mercury is nothing but mercury is in the form of atom first, and if you heat it, you will get the light. Now, when you heat it, what happens? See, mercury atom, you have got nucleus here, and surrounding that you have got the energy levels. Various energy levels are there. When you heat this, what happens? The electrons in this orbit, they move to the next orbit, and they may move to this orbit, they may move to this orbit, depending on how much energy they get when you heat it. Now, when these electrons, now this you take it as a ground state, then when they come to the ground state, there will be a radiation output. When this electron comes to the ground state, there will be a radiation output. When this electron comes to the ground state, there will be radiation output. This radiation output can be written as, according to the formula, E is equal to h nu. This can be written as h c by lambda, because nu can be written as c by lambda, where c is velocity of light, lambda is wavelength, h is Planck's constant, E is the energy difference between these two levels or these two levels or these two levels. Now from this I can write lambda is equal to E by hc by E. If I substitute all these values, I can get the wavelength. So in ordinary light, what is happening? You have got At this position you have got one wavelength. At this position you have got another wavelength. This is, let us say, it's lambda 1, lambda 2, and at this position you have got lambda 3. So there are 3 wavelengths of light which is coming out in a mercury lamp or in an ordinary lamp as the output. So 3 different wavelengths, and depending upon the energy values, the intensities will also depend. So that is why, so you have got many wavelengths in the ordinary light. Whereas in the case of laser, by doing an artificial method, we can see that all these electrons, they will come and sit in only one particular energy level, all 3, when we heat it. Now, when they come to the one particular energy level, when they come back to the ground level, there are 3 electrons which are coming to the ground level. Corresponding to these 2 levels only, you will be getting the lambda output. When you get lambda output, this lambda is equal to this lambda is equal to this lambda. So there are 3 same wavelengths which are coming out in the case of laser. That is why you will see a high intensity beam, single wavelength beam in the laser. Now how we do this? This is known as a method known as stimulated emission. Stimulated emission, population inversion, these are the terms we use here. Population inversion means I am making all the electrons to come to one particular energy level. Either this level I can choose it, or this energy level I can choose it, and from there the electrons will come down to the ground state at a time, so that same wavelength of light will come out. That is why we say light amplification. Amplification means what? Now all the 3 things, when they come outside at a time, you are seeing the amplification, light intensity is more. Here what is happening, at different wavelengths you are getting, they will have different energies, different frequencies, and hence they are not coherent. Now in this case they are coherent, right? All same, amplification is taking place, and by what means? Stimulated emission of radiation. You are stimulating it to come to the one particular energy state. So that is why laser light is a coherent. Coherent means same wavelength, same frequency, same energy light output you are getting. Monochromaticity. Monochromatic, mono means one, chromatic means one color. One color means one wavelength. So they are monochromatic. Why they are monochromatic? Because I am doing, by stimulation, I am bringing them to the one particular energy level. From there I am allowing them to emit outside. Then directionality. In the case of ordinary light, so you have got in different directions the ordinary light is going here. Now in the case of laser, what will happen? Directionality will be, all the radiations will be coming in the same direction. This is known as directionality. And you have got intensity. Why the intensity of the laser light is high? Because of the directionality, intensity is high. Because here there is no directionality, the energy, light energy is distributed in all the directions. Now here the energy is distributed in one particular direction. How do we define the intensity? Intensity is defined as energy emitted per unit area per unit time. Per unit time. So if the area is here, same unit area, right? In this the energy is emitted per unit time. Here what is happening? Area is more. So when area is more, energy distribution is, for a given energy, that energy is distributed everywhere. So the total energy coming in this direction will be less. Here in this case, same area, all the radiations are coming in the same direction. That is why intensity of the laser will be high. Now because of this 4 important characteristics of laser, laser can be used in different applications. One application is you can cut even a heavy metal using the laser beam because it has got very high intensity, right? Even 1 watt laser can be used for such purposes, whereas ordinary light cannot be used. And another simple use is, now all your CDs and all electronic gadgets, computers, CDs are used. In these CDs we can even put the data into that. In the memory we can put data by using the lasers. These are the 2 simple applications I have said in this video. There are many applications which we will be discussing in our future videos. Thank you very much.